Christmas is what would happen if you asked J.K. Rowling to invent a holiday. An improbable, whimsical, and mysterious spell cast upon the everyday world, transforming it into a magical realm where an evergreen tree appears in your home and a high-wire wizard teleports through your chimney bearing a sack of gifts manufactured by elves. Modern Christmas has transcended its religious roots to become a global cultural event, enjoyed by people of all faiths and none. But this celebration is not a recent phenomenon, but rather a recreation of an ancient ritual. It has weathered the ebb and flow of empires and ideologies, remaining as convivial as ever. Even in our modern secularized era, the Christmas traditions stubbornly persist. So what gives it this strange power? Where does it come from? It's not just a day, is it? It's a feeling, a collective memory of something ancient beyond calendars and airports and department stores.
You wonder where it all began when the answer is right before you. Beyond the merrymaking lies the ancient saga of Yule. The heartbeat of winter's depth calls to us through the ages, reminding us that this festivity is but an echo of a more hallowed dawn. The day you call Christmas is but a single thread in a vast tapestry of human tradition, woven over countless eons. It is a time when the longest night gives way to the promise of light's return, a celebration rooted in the ancient time of the solstice, the standing still of the sun, a moment of deep magic where the veil between worlds grows thin and the spirits of the earth whisper more clearly to those who would listen.
Christmas is more properly described as a syncretic holiday, adapting and incorporating the customs and traditions of different cultures throughout history. Its story reaches far back, intertwining the Roman Saturnalia, the Norse Yule, and the Christian Nativity into its history. Each of these traditions, with their own unique celebrations of light and life during the darkest days of winter, have left their mark on what we now know as Christmas. The Saturnalia was a joyous celebration that honored Saturn, the Roman god of agriculture and time. During this period, social hierarchies were temporarily set aside, and a carnival of drinking, gambling, and gift-giving raged through ancient Rome. In the cold and frosty lands of the Norse, Yule marked the winter solstice. Great fires were lit to symbolize the endurance of life, and the collective belief that light would always follow darkness, and that the sun would be reborn and herald the coming of spring. In later times, these ancient celebrations were gradually merged with the Christian observance of the birth of Christ. The solstice, with its potent symbolism of rebirth and renewal, found new expression in the story of the Nativity. Thus, Christmas, as we have come to know it, is not merely the remembrance of a sacred religious event, but a complex palimpsest bearing the imprints of pre-Christian rites, the echoes of sun worship, and the transformation of these elements into a festival that has transcended its origins. Through the ages, Christmas has demonstrated a remarkable ability to adapt, absorbing superficial elements from the cultures it touched, and yet remaining true to its core as a fundamental expression of our human need to gather, celebrate, and find light in the depth of winter.
I'm the voice of the solstice, the keeper of the flame that burns against the night. I am the wizard painting runes upon the stones. I am midwife to the sun reborn and witness to the regeneration of life's cycle, the red and the white, the blood upon the snow, the holly's berry and the purity of winter's shroud, the verdant evergreen, unyielding against winter's icy grip. Our feasts, our fires, our offerings, Our celebrations were not simply acts of revelry, they were a rebellion against the dark, a dance of defiance as we awaited the dawn of the year's longest night.
At the heart of Christmas lies a collection of enduring symbols, each deeply rooted in the annals of history. Central to the celebration is the evergreen tree, a legacy that harkens back to the Norse. They adorned their homes with its branches and wreaths as living emblems of nature's endurance. The ever-vibrant green needles, defying the harshest winter, symbolized life's unyielding vigor. The holly and the ivy, along with the mistletoe, carry further significance. These plants, thriving amidst the cold, were revered for their resilience and became symbols of hope and renewal. The use of candles represented the triumph of light over darkness and heralded the sun's return after the solstice. Today's strings of electric lights and shiny ornaments are modern tributes to these ancient practices, echoing reverence for the solstice. Gift-giving, too, has evolved significantly. Originating as offerings to gods and expressions of goodwill in pagan and Roman festivities, this practice was transformed over centuries, influenced by the Christian tradition of the Magi and their gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. This act has now become a global tradition symbolizing generosity and community spirit.
Look beneath the Christmas tree and you'll find the bones of Yule. The gifts you give, the tree you dress, all shadows of a time when such acts were not just amusement but a ritual of survival. The green boughs we hung and the logs we burned, silent oaths to nature's power, to the cycle of seasons. The red and white bear deeper, wilder roots. Red, the color of life's blood, the essence of vitality. It is the heart of the fire that burns in the hearth. It is the warmth that pulses through us. It is the color of sacrifice, the life force that is given and taken, the flesh upon the snow. These colors, stripped of their true nature in modern tales, once danced in the wild rhythm of ancient drums and sprayed upon temple walls, a fevered communion with the cycles of life and death.
The figure of Santa Claus, a cornerstone of Christmas lore, is a rich amalgamation of history and myth. His transformation is a blend of legends, intertwining elements from the Norse god Odin, the Christian Saint Nicholas, and the British Father Christmas into a single character. His evolution is a testament to the ability of Christmas to adapt to the needs and imaginations of the times. The transformation of Santa Claus into the jolly red-suited figure seen today was greatly influenced by 19th and 20th century American poems and illustrations, notably the 1823 poem, A Visit from St. Nicholas, and the illustrations of Thomas Nast. These works reshaped Santa Claus into a merry, rotund figure who travels from the North Pole in a reindeer-drawn sleigh, delivering gifts to children around the world. This historical tapestry of St. Nicholas, Father Christmas, and various cultural influences paints Santa Claus as not just a symbol of gift-giving, but as a representation of the spirit of generosity and joy that defines the Christmas season.
Inside your Santa Claus abides the great All-Father Odin. In elder days, he was the wanderer, cloaked in shadow and wisdom, traversing the realms with his two ravens, thought and memory, perched upon his shoulders. He was the god of the slain, the giver of runes and seeker of knowledge. Astride his eight-legged steed, the All-Father led the wild hunt, a majestic and fearsome procession of our long-dead ancestors tearing through the icy winter skies. Odin gifted us blessings of wisdom, courage and knowledge bestowed upon those deemed worthy during the sacred Yule. Remember the ancient ways which your Santa Claus scarcely dare whisper of, the bond between the earth, the heavens, and the restless souls who wander between.
Christmas truly is more than what it seems. It's a mosaic of the human experience and a living expression of our ancient past. It's a time when myths walk hand in hand with the present, and joy is found in the simple act of remembrance. This season, as we embrace the traditions that have traveled through time to reach us, we are participating in an ancient ongoing story, a narrative that belongs to all of us, woven into the very fabric of our collective memory. Christmas endures, not just as a day on the calendar, but as a timeless testament to our shared destiny. Could it be that Christmas is part of our DNA? A time-coded reminder to reflect, to come together, to stoke the fires of community and warmth in the heart of winter's chill. Like a checkpoint in time to recharge the spirit and remind ourselves of the cycles of renewal that govern not just nature, but the human condition. In every twinkling light, every shared meal, every gift given without thought of return, there's an echo of something eternal, something that whispers of shared humanity and the enduring need for light in the darkest times. Christmas then could be seen as a beacon, a lighthouse guiding us back to a shore we've never seen but always yearned for. It's a destination, a state of being that says, here in the dark depths of winter, we put our trust in the light.
Hear the whispers of winter's breath beneath the celestial tapestry of night, speaking the truth of Yule. In the hushed serenity of the longest night, the veil thins between the now and the evermore, between the seen and the unseen. As your modern world frolics in its bright lights and fleeting joys, let us not forget the ancient rhythms that pound beneath the surface. The cycle of seasons, the dance of the planets, the everlasting ebb and flow of life and death. These are the gifts of Yule. They are not wrapped in paper or tied with bows, but knitted into the very fabric of our existence. Remember, the essence of this sacred time is not in the material, but in the connection it fosters with all of creation. In each frozen breath, in every shared tale by the fire, in the quiet moments of remembrance, we brush against the timeless flame that binds us to our ancestors and to the earth itself. Merry Christmas.